In this video, I'll show you the easiest way to divide decimal numbers. Dividing decimals can be separated into three different categories. First, the dividend and the divisor both have the same number of decimals. Second, the dividend has more decimals than the divisor. And third, the dividend has less decimals than the divisor. But the easiest way to deal with dividing decimals is to rewrite the problem into a whole number problem, so you don't have to deal with all these categories. Just rewrite the problem with whole numbers instead of decimals and do your regular long division and you're done with the problem. By the way, feel free to check out my video on how to do long division. But how can we rewrite the dividing decimal problem into a dividing whole number problem? Let me show you that in these examples. 2.8 divided by 3.6. So how can we convert these decimal numbers into whole numbers? The key idea here is that you can move the decimal point the same amount of places in both numbers to the right without changing the value of the quotient. In other words, moving the decimal point in both numbers one place to the right doesn't change the answer to this problem. So 2.8 divided by 3.6 is the same as 28 divided by 36. This was the most important part of this problem. Now do your regular long division and we are done. Feel free to check out my video about long division. The 36 goes into 28 0 times. 0 times 36 is 0. Subtract the 0 from 28 and we get 28. Bring down the 0 and put the decimal point. How many times does the 36 go into 280? Let's make a list quickly. Feel free to pause the video, grab some paper and a pen and make your list without a calculator. This is a very good exercise that you'll benefit from. 36, 72, 108, 144, 180, 216, 252, 288, and so on. So 36 goes into 280 7 times. 7 times 36 is 252. Subtract 252 from 280 and we get 28 again. So 28 divided by 36 is 0.777 repeating. In other words, 2.8 divided by 3.6 is 0.777 repeating. And we're done with this problem. Let's look at 0.001 divided by 0.8, where the dividend has more decimals than the divisor. Again, the first step is to move the decimal point 3 places to the right to get the whole number 1. But don't forget to move the decimal point of 0.8 also 3 places to the right. 1, 2, 3. So we get 1 divided by 800. Now do the regular long division and you're done. How cool is that? Imagine what a headache it would be to divide 0.001 by 0.8 without changing it into whole numbers. So the only thing we have to do now is the regular long division for 1 divided by 800. Feel free to pause the video and try to solve that problem now by yourself. This is a good exercise. The 800 goes into the 1 0 times. 0 times 800 is 0. Subtract 0 from 1 and we get 1. Bring down the 0 and put the decimal point. The 800 goes into 10 0 times. 0 times 800 is 0. Subtract 0 from 10 and we get 10. Bring down the 0. The 800 goes into 100 0 times. 0 times 800 is 0. Subtract 0 from 100 and we get 100. Bring down the 0. Now it's getting interesting. The 800 goes into the 1000 one time. 1 times 800 is 800. Subtract 800 from 1000 and we get 200. Bring down the 0. The 800 goes into 2000 2 times. 2 times 800 is 1600. Subtract 1600 from 2000 and we get 400. Bring down the 0. The 800 goes into 4000 5 times. 5 times 800 is 4000. And we are done. So 0.001 divided by 0.8 is equal to 0.00125. Let's look at 0.5 divided by 1.22, where the dividend has less decimals than the divisor. Again, the first thing we have to do is to make a 122 out of 1.22 by moving the decimal point 2 places to the right. Don't forget also to move the decimal point of 0.5 2 places to the right, which makes a 50 out of 0.5. Now all we have to do is a simple long division and we are done. (122) goes into 50 0 times. 0 times 122 is 0. Subtract 0 from 50 and we get 50. Bring down the 0 and put the decimal point. The 122 goes into 500. Let's make a list. 122, 244, 366, 488, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times. Four times 122 is 488. Subtract 488 from 500 and we get 12. Bring down the 0. 122 goes into 120 0 times. 0 times 122 is 0. Subtract 0 from 120 and we get 120. Bring down the 0. 122 goes into 1200. Let's continue our list. 610, 732, 845, 976, 1098, 1220. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times. 9 times 122 is 1098. Rounding to the nearest hundredths gives us 0.41 as a solution. So 0.5 divided by 1.22 is approximately equal to 0.41. This symbol is the approximately equal symbol, which we use because we rounded the solution to the nearest hundredths. By the way, feel free to check out my next video about the place value of numbers. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments. This video is what I did for you. If you want to do something for me, hit the bell button, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching and happy learning, everyone.